Hi, everyone. For me, it's a pleasure to be here today to participate in this important discussion. And also, I want to say thanks to the Stockholm School of Economics and SITE for their support to Ukraine and Kiev School of Economics. We do really appreciate that you are our real friends here. Let me start by recalling the focal points of sanctions against Russia, at least how we at KC Institute perceive them. And first focal point is to limit Russia's revenues by targeting energy revenues so that they have no money to finance this cruel war against Ukraine. And the second one is to limit their ability to produce weapons and missiles targeted at Ukrainian city. And we all agree that now we are in troubles of achieving both of these aims. So it's very important that we are having today such a discussion, of high-profile discussion, so that we can find new solutions and new policy proposals to achieve this aim. Also, I wanted to stress that recent developments on the oil market, and in particular, widespread violations of sanction regime by Russia, are fueling this bad discussion that sanctions are not inefficient at all and completely undermining the achievements of sanction coalition that have been achieved so far. And but we need to talk and keep reminding people that energy sanctions did have impact. According to our assessment, Russia already lost up to 100 billion due to loss of oil earnings and another 40 billions of gas earnings due to failed weaponization of supplies to EU. Moreover, their large producers are facing problems with losing their revenues and a lack of Western components, and they are need to substitute for the local production, which is low quality. But in the recent developments, we see that Russia gains their ability to renew their revenues, which affects their fiscal situation and improves the general situation with the budget. Also, following the period of significant discounts on Russian oil, we see that the key channels through which all sanctions were working is now narrowing and vanishes away. In combined with rising global prices and not properly working price cap mechanism, this sums up to additional undesirable revenues for Russia. And we need to keep in mind that now we are in the marathon stage of Russian war against Ukraine, and providing Russia's additional revenues will scale. And providing them with the ability to scale up war expenditures up to 100 billion next year can turn into the disaster for Ukraine and for our allies. Of course, when Ural's price exceeded $60, the price cap was supposed to be working, but we all agree, and previous presenters are consistent with the summary that price cap is not anymore working. And until recently, we have seen the evidence that at least part of the trade with involvement of Western traders and service providers, it was falling in line with the price cap, but October data has completely confirmed that 99% of Russian oil was sold above the price cap, and the mechanism is not working anymore. More fundamentally, Russia uses and has succeeded in accumulating a shadow fleet that allows to emit falling their trades under the price cap. But not only the recovering Russia's energy revenues and improving budget situation should be the concerning point for the society. The ecological risks that Russian shadow fleet imposes for the Europe and our partners should be the point and driver for policymakers to take a step for price cap enforcement. Now, Russia still relies on their exports via Baltic Sea and Black Sea. It sums up to a half of the whole crude oil exports being transported via Baltic Sea and another 24% via Black Sea. And it might seem that the ecological risk and problem is very far from you, but Thorburn reminded us that recently there was a case with a small ship near the Swedish coastal, and it had only 1,000 ton of oil. And recent almost catastrophic disaster in the Danish Strait with Russian oil tanker had 340k for 340,000 of oil. So, and Russia for sure won't be responsible and pay for any spillover in any kind of situation. So that's why we are keeping advocating for returning back and returning back the enforcement of price cap and maximizing the impact of energy sanctions. So we are advocating for the situation when G7 and EU leaders ensure that the attestation of the price is being provided properly and no attestation fraud occurs in the trade of oil. Also, EU coastal states should use their right to require the adequate insurance to secure themselves for undesirable spillovers. Also, we are calling for our sanction coordinators and sanction coalition to step up penalties for violation of energy sanction and violation of price cap. And for sure, we need to limit the Russia's ability to extend further their shadow fleet by forbidding selling any kind of tankers to Russia or anyone with the hidden beneficial ownership. Thank you.